Hey, ladies, welcome to another episode of the Revitalized Womanhood podcast, my To the Core episode, my Friday episode. And if you can hear in the background, I've got a 3-year-old banging on the door, trying to go outside. It's witching hour here, and I just have some thoughts that I'd really like to get out here. And I will come back and revisit this tomorrow, but I just really wanted to get these thoughts out there first. So this may feel like a 2-part episode, and that's because it is. That's because that's what it is. So I was just having a conversation with my friend Kelly, my good friend Kelly, if you remember Kelly from the Hot Seats, and my 3rd episode, my amazing friend Kelly. We were just having a conversation about, and it got into books, and this book that just has fired me up recently, which was Kira Britton's Unleashed, her new book, and she fired me up. Man, she fired me up. But she fired me up in a couple different ways, not always all totally in a positive way, because her book is all about being a creator and creation. And we all have this creation in us, all of these creations in us, right? We are creators. We are creators of life, women. We are creators of a safe environment. We are creators of love, of nurturing, we are creators of beautiful things. We are creators of designing homes and making them beautiful. We are creators of organizing and decluttering. We are creators of beautiful food or in the meals we prepare. We are creators in books. We are creators in courses. We are creators in community. We are creators in podcasts. We are creators, right? We're creators in all these things. 3-year-old. If you're watching on YouTube, you know what I mean. We are creators, right? We're born with these gifts in us that are supposed to come out, that we are supposed to share with the world. So that's what this whole book is about. It's called Unleashed, and it is incredible. However, that's a good thing. It's not a negative thing. It just is. And as she's talking in this book, she's speaking to me, my good friend Kira. She's speaking to me. And again, like I said, we're going to record this episode. We tried to record this episode last week. Technical difficulties. We couldn't record. And then she flew off to Saudi Arabia and Dubai and all the things. So she's living her best life. I'm so happy for her. We'll get back to this conversation. So she talks about in her book how if you have this creation in you and you know that it's there and you have these urges and these messages from God pretty much saying you need to create this, right? We all have this. It's like when mothers feel like, or when women feel like they need to have a child. That is God telling us, or whoever, the universe. We'll talk about the universe. I'm going to talk about God because that's how I was raised. And that's my community and it's my prerogative. I get to talk about God. So if you don't want to hear about it, just flip on and go somewhere else. Anyway, but so God is inspiring me or reminding me that that is something in me that I've always wanted to do, is have children. And that is my creation, to create life. So why was I going there? Anyway, so we have these inside of us, right? These urges, guidance, or things that are already in us, right? We're creators. What about the things that we're being called to do that we feel like maybe it's not the right time to do it? And this is where Kira and I, we have a difference of opinion, because she feels like she made a promise that she would live out and fulfill everything that was put on her heart from a precipice in her life. Is that the word? Catalyst moment in her life. So she has this agreement with God, right? She has her own journey. But as far as for me, she talks about this creation in you and what happens when this creation is left wanting, stagnant, not fulfilled, is it becomes anxiety and overwhelm and dread and these things, which I totally get. I totally get. I understand what she's saying. However, along with that, to walk alongside that is when I have these feelings, these callings of creation, like I would like to write a book. I would like to see Revitalized Sisterhood expand into Revitalized Young Womanhood. I would like to create courses like a summer camp for young women to talk about the things that I'm talking about in the sisterhood for the younger generation. See, I have all of these things on my heart that are heavy, that weigh on me, that I would like to get them out. But you know what? It's just not the time. I don't think it's the time, because right now, the overpowering He's created drums. He's creating music now. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, it's loud here. Oh, and now it's on the windows. Okay. But what I'm feeling called to create, maybe let me go shut that door a little bit. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can hear me over the banging on the walls and the doors. But what I'm feeling like I'm being called to create right now is family, is strengthening my marriage, growing our family, right? The other day I actually told her this when we were about to record, but the other day I was listening to her book as I was scrubbing, just like on one, cleaning the house, it wasn't a rage clean. It was just, I was trying to get things done because I knew I had XYZ that had to happen in that day. So I had a window where I needed to get these things done. Oh my gosh, that is so loud. I'm so sorry. Okay, now we gotta just pause for a minute. Losing son and my 3-year-old's losing patience. So Mandy, you may decide to cut this out, clip it out because we're losing light anyway. But okay, so what I was saying is right now I'm listening to her book and I'm scrubbing the tub, right? And this is my creation. I'm sitting here thinking the words she's saying in my ears and I'm talking back to her, even though she's just in my audible and I'm listening to her book, but she's talking about the things that you are meant to create. And I'm like, yes, I am creating. Right now while I'm scrubbing this tub, I'm bleaching this tub that my kids just bathed my dog in so that they could play with the dog more without getting her hair all over them and shedding all over them. And they could snuggle on this puppy and her not be disgusting from playing outside and in the rain, whatever. So they've washed her in the tub. And now I'm scrubbing the tub so that it is a safe, healthy place for me to bathe my babies in and my family. So I am creating. That is creation. Just because you feel like you're supposed to be doing all of these other things, you need to be checking in on yourself. Ladies, you need to be checking in on yourself and asking, but where's the priority? Yeah, there's so many things you could be doing. There's so many things that you're called to do. There are so many gifts that you have that you are meant to share with this world, but in the order of how they're supposed to happen in your life. Like prioritize when they're supposed to come out to the world. Because like I couldn't have started this community at a time when I had postpartum after my 3rd baby. I couldn't have, but I also wouldn't have had the kind of empathy and the personal growth from the experience of having that happen that helps me and aids in making me a better coach and a better person to cheer these women on who suffer with postpartum or have suffered, right? That happened for a reason. The points that have happened in my life are happening in a way that is unfolding as they should. So if I force creation, if I force the line, like if I'm pushing something ahead of something else, what is that saying to the natural order of things? Now, I'm not saying be just like, oh, life's going to happen as it happens. No, we are all the driver of our own life. We all make decisions. We all come to crossroads, and whether it's good decision, or bad decision, worst decision, or whatever, we all come to those stages where we have to make a decision, right? But as long as we have our values in place, I explained it today on the episode I recorded, like bumper lanes at a bowling alley. As long as we have the vision, we've looked and thought and felt what we want the destination to be, the very end destination, the goal at the end of whatever race it is that we're running in, whatever journey we're on, the goal at the end, who we are at the end of that journey. So now when I make decisions, I've got these bumper lanes, right? And the bumper lanes are my vision. And when I bump into those bumper lanes, that means I'm coming close to being off track with that vision. I'm off course. And that vision is here to push me back in line. So when I have these thoughts of I should be creating, I need to be creating, I'm a creator, I would really like to write this book, I would really like to help younger women. I have these pulls on me, but also I have this pull that says, you need to bring another life to this world. And then I look at my values and I say, Well, my values right now are my family at the very, very top. That's what comes first. So, whatever else I want to do, I am intentionally making the decision that that is where my priority lies. That is where my attention is going to be focused. Yeah, I really just wanted to get that thought out, you guys. I was just having such a great conversation with my friend Kelly, and I felt very pressed upon to share that with you. So I really wanted to come out in the episode with Kira, but anyway, we'll have that opportunity later on in the month. And thank you so much for tuning in and keeping up with me and following along. And please do me the biggest favor and rate and review the podcast and then share it along to someone else that you think needs to hear this message. I would really appreciate that. We are creators, ladies. I don't care what you think about yourself as far as if you're not doing something big enough or wild enough or extreme enough. Like what is it? You need to check in with yourself and think, what am I happy with? What am I okay with? What is Gina trying to do in this moment in time, in my life, on my timeline? What is going to be the best thing for me as a person, as a woman, as a mother, as a wife? And then set your standards accordingly. All right. Thank you, ladies. Have an amazing weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.